Hi, good evening. We're just about to start our online computer technology meeting. I'm Ray Leffridge, computer technology teacher here at Oakwood Adventist Academy. We'll get started in a few moments as we wait for people to come online. And just want to welcome you. Thank you for joining us this evening, this rainy evening tonight. And thankfully, it is indoors that we're doing this live online meeting. As we are waiting just for a few moments, I just want to make sure that I am being heard. So right now, we just have one individual that's online on the audio phone line. Thank you for joining. For those who do come on later by video, I just want to make sure that you're able to hear me as well. So we'll get started in a few moments. I'm actually currently, for those who are on the phone, I'm actually at the school right now. I had to rush here in the rain to get to the school so I could have a good internet source to work with, and if there were any questions regarding anything in the computer lab, I could kind of show you at the same time as well. So again, we want to thank you. We're going to get started in just a few moments, and we will. This is also being recorded tonight, so it's very informal. It's basically questions and answers. I'm going to talk about some of our vision for our community, our computer technology classes for grades 5th through basically to the high school tonight, and then kind of a vision of what I'd like to see happen in our future years here at Oakwood Adventist Academy. So that's kind of what we're doing tonight. It's really nothing scripted. We're just kind of going to be talking, and those that have questions can either voice them or put them in the chat area as well. All right. So we're going to get started. We're going to have a word of prayer, and we'll begin. Let's pray. Dear Father, we thank you for your blessings to our school, Oakwood Adventist Academy. We thank you for allowing our students to attend a Christian school that provides not only academic growth, but the spiritual nurture that our students need. We pray for each student, each parent, for the administration, for our community, as we strive to not only grow academically, but also spiritually, and to grow in all aspects of our students. So we ask for a special blessing, anointing upon our school, upon our administration, upon what we're planning to do, what we're currently doing with our students. In Jesus' name, amen. Again, I want to say thank you for joining me this evening. It's probably a little difficult. I know I said it probably around dinner time, but this is the best time that I could without conflicting with any other things that were happening. I know a lot of times we have other events going on in the evening, so I wanted to try to do it on a night I thought would be best. Tonight is a focus on our computer technology program here at Oakwood Adventist Academy. When I first came here about 4 years ago, it was just, I was working part-time, and basically we had a typing program for grades, I believe it was 5th through 8th or 6th through 8 middle school, and then Ms. Thomas was handling the high school students. So currently my position now is I'm handling all the computer technology from 1st grade through the high school. And so it's a big challenge. However, I'm enjoying working with our students, getting them what they need with technology. So let me just share, first of all, kind of my vision of what I like to see happening. I'm going to put some things on the screen so that you can kind of see the direction I'm heading. Now, if you're on the phone at this moment, maybe later you can watch the recording and kind of get a visual of what I'm talking about. But for right now, I just want to kind of outline what the students do beginning 5th grade through the high school and how it looks right now. I get the 5th graders with 2 days right now. They come to computer lab 2 days for 30 minutes. So basically an hour per week for 5th grade. That is the same for 6th, 7th, and 8th. They come to me for about an hour each week. And then they also come to me for what's called an accelerated reader and / Alex period that we've designated for them. We'll talk a little bit more about those two specific programs. So basically, 5th through 8th grade, the students come to me once a week for at least an hour. And so beginning in 5th grade, I kind of give a high concentration on typing skills that they need. I want them to become familiar with the keyboard, and that way, you know, we're not slowed down by if we're trying to work in a program, an Microsoft Office program to something online. They're familiar with typing. And so my goal is for 5th graders to have at least words per minute skill of 20 words per minute typing, and as high as 90% or higher on accuracy. We do use a program called typingweb.com, and I'm going to share my screen right now to give you an idea of that program, so you can see that. Hold on just a moment. All right, I'm going to share my screen, and this way you can see the program that we're working with. It's a free online program, and it's great because the students love it. There's games on there. There are typing tests that I give them. Right now, at this point, we have a 5-minute typing test that I give the students at least 3 times a quarter. And then I take those grades, I put them on RimWeb, and average out their words per minute, and that's their final grade for the quarter. And that actually applies for not only 5th grade, but it goes all the way up to 8th grade. Now, the 8th graders don't do as much typing. They're doing more project-based, but they're still getting the reminder of those typing skills. So as far as keyboarding, that is covered. I go over positions, the hand positions, making sure their hands are correct, the posture is correct in their chair, and not looking at the keys. And basically, the more they practice, the better they become. There are other online programs that are free that students can get on, and there's whole lots of games as well for the students to practice their keyboarding skills. So this should not be an area where students are challenged or struggling, because there's lots of opportunities here we have in the classroom as well as at home. And then with the 5th graders, I usually introduce them to one of the Microsoft applications, whether it's Word or PowerPoint. Those are the two I kind of center on to get started with, especially PowerPoint. They start at 5th grade, and then usually by 8th grade they should have mastered that particular application. PowerPoint is very powerful now. You can do a lot of things with PowerPoint. We're working on Word, trying to get things, have them comfortable with Word as well. And this will help them when they start doing their research papers into high school, just knowing how to, type out a paper correctly, starting even in this fifth grade on up. And so by the time they finish 8th grade, they've mastered the typing. I've introduced at least 2 or 3 Microsoft Office applications for the students. We do a lot of projects in the middle school, and this gives them an opportunity to actually put things together. They're researching paper, they're researching pictures, they are researching individuals online. We do talk about copyright issues. We do talk about digital citizenship as well, beginning each year. Actually, I start with that. So that's kind of a starting point for me, is the digital citizenship. And so we talk about internet, how to behave yourself online, what to do online, how we call it the digital footprint, how that is shared online. All these things we kind of discuss at the beginning of the school year, and then we work through the year with projects, and that's how that works. So that's kind of the outline for the middle school, or 5th through 8th grade. The high school, We focus mostly on the Microsoft Office application. We use a program called SAM Online Training. And if you're not familiar with SAM Online Training, I'm going to put that on the screen as well. I invite you to, as a parent, log on with your student with the programs that we're using at the school. That way you can get a better feel. That's kind of my concern sometimes. I feel that you as a parent may not understand exactly what's going on in the classroom, but you can get a good feel if you go online with them. Just sit down with them if you get a chance at home, or if you want to stop by the school and say, Mr. Lapchard, I'd like to kind of see what they're working on. I'm mainly at the high school. After school, that's my last stopping place. So, if you want to stop by the high school, if you're able and you have time, you want to come in and talk, I'm more than willing to talk with you. So we use a program called SAM Online Training. This program is an excellent program. It has training, it has videos, it has tests, it has projects, and it goes through all of the Microsoft Office applications from Word, PowerPoint, Access, Excel. Those four are the main ones, and we go into detail with each one of those. And it's really an introductory level for the high school students. They can go well beyond what I'm teaching them, and I'm hoping that one day we will have an advanced class either with computer applications or computer science, and I'll talk a little bit more about the computer science aspect. And so my vision for Oakwood Academy is eventually not only the students will have these skills, but we also want to begin lower. We really want to start with kindergarten through 4th grade in some application. As you know, we currently don't have what's called a one-to-one program where the students have either an iPad or a small desktop, a laptop rather, computer that they can bring to school or have at school available. That is one of our goals. And we want that students to be able to have access in class as well as the computer lab. I think it's, that's where schools are going. If you look at other public schools or other private schools, this is the direction that they're trying to go. They're trying to put the textbooks on the laptop, or the textbooks, if they're accessible online through an iPad, so that students don't have to carry around heavy books in their book bag, but they can access them through the internet. Now, of course, this means that we would have to have a strong internet-based foundation here at Oakwood Adventist Academy. And that's something we've been struggling with a little bit. We're tied in with Oakwood University, as you may know, and we at times have our internet issues. So, some of these things we will have to work out and get that corrected, get it where we're comfortable so we can count on the internet being up and running consistently. And so that's a basic overview from a 5th grade to 9th grade. I teach up to 9th grade. That computer application class is a 9th grade class. However, I do have students who are seniors or juniors or sophomores who do need the course, and they take that computer application class with the freshmen or sophomores that I have. And so that's how it works. Now, our desire, as I mentioned, is to expand. We want to do more. And I suggest to you as a parent that you have a stronger voice than even I do as a teacher. If this is something that you desire, you want your students to have a one-to-one program where they have laptops or they have an iPad, or you want the kindergarten to 4th grade to have a little more exposure to computer technology other than in their classroom, I would share that with the administration, share that with the school board, voice your opinion. That would be a great help and support for me. I have suggested certain things, but of course things are not always up to me to make those decisions. Administration has to make those decisions. Why is computer technology so important? One of the reasons is, and I'm about to show this on the screen, is, as you know, we're basically teaching to jobs that that are not in existence yet. And as you know, most of these jobs are now computer-based, whether it's computer science-based, computer technology-based. And so the students today, they need a better foundation in computer programming, just understanding how the computer works. As you know, a lot of jobs today has some component of computers, whether it's inputting data or creating data or analyzing data or creating some type of technology for something that's needed today. It centers around the computer. And so we need to start early. We need to start as early as kindergarten. And the reason why I'm saying that, I'm going to put this on our screen and you can see this later for those who are online. Let me get it set up for you just a moment. We are recording, so if you want to look back at the presentation, that's fine. And as it states here, computers and software are changing everything, and that is so true. But unfortunately, the majority of our schools don't teach computer science. And you may not realize it, but the majority of our schools just don't have a computer science program. And so some of the students who may be interested in going into the field of computer science or something related to computer science don't really get an opportunity to get involved until after high school. When they go to college is when they really get a chance to dive in. So we want to expose our students a little bit sooner. So there's an interest for students who might want to get involved with something computer science related. At least they'll have an idea early. And it states here 9 out of 10 parents want their child to study computer science. So this is something popular, but as stated here, 1 in 4 schools actually teach computer programming. That's 1 in 4. And so some may think our students should learn to code and that our schools should teach computer science. And then some may think computer science education is on the rise. However, computer science education is recovering from a 10-year decline. So we're actually not graduating as many computer science individuals as in the past. This is a chart here that kind of gives a description of what it looks like. And again, if you get a chance to review or look at the video later, this will be helpful for those who are on the phone. And you can kind of see here, back in 2003, 2004, we had close to about 11,000 computer science graduates. In 2013, we have around about 9,000. All right, so you can see here that it started declining in 2005, all the way down to 2009. It's a slight increase now because people are realizing, we need computer science individuals because we have plenty of jobs. And so people might think that computer science is just about learning technology. However, computer science is about logic, problem solving, and creativity. And that's what we're trying to teach our students. And that's what I'm hoping I can do with our program. And that's why we do a lot of hands-on projects. I want them to think, how would I put this together? Or how do I research this? Or how do I solve this particular problem? And then how can I be creative with it? And as you know, we used to have these big, back in the early stages of our computer technology, there were big, massive computer rooms, and that's how we kind of started back in 1943. And now today, your computer, it can be as small as your watch. All right, so that's where we are today. So I don't want to go through this whole slide presentation, but as you can see here, technology affects every field. Every field, almost every career now, and at some point has to deal with technology. So we want to prepare our students for that. And so, you know, we're trying to get them started early to go through this process. All right, I'm going to actually stop my slideshow here. I'm going to kind of move to something else that I wanted to show you guys. And if I can find it real quick, hopefully I can pull this up. Okay, here we go. All right, I'm going to put it on the screen on the recording again. Take a look at it for those who are on the phone. In Alabama, currently, there are 4,191 open computer or computing jobs. All right, so over 4,000 jobs that are available in just the state of Alabama. The average salary is $80,000. That's just a starting, and it can go up. Here's the scary part. Alabama had only 450 computer science graduates in 2013. 450. There are over 4,000 open computer jobs at that time when this was reported, but only 450 computer science graduates. So you see what the problem is. This is just in Alabama, so this is nationwide. This is the problem that we're having nationwide. It says only 21% were female. 189 high school students in Alabama took the AP Computer Science exam in 2015. Only 19 were female, 8 were Hispanics, and only 13 were Black. So just here in the state of Alabama, we have a tremendous opportunity for students in the computer technology field, computer science field. Now, I do understand not every student may not be interested in this field, but for those who might be interested, they might find that love early, like in middle school or even earlier, but definitely in middle school, if they find the love, there are ways to develop them so that by the time they graduate from high school, they're ready to go and get, you know, with a computer science degree in college. And trust me, there are plenty of jobs out there available for them. They will be set to go. They will be in a position to go any place they want to go in any state, actually, because the field is so wide open. So that's what I kind of wanted to emphasize to you this evening as parents. One thing that we have to work on, and I'm putting this on the screen, is, let me get to the first page. The North American Division, let's see, get to page 1 here, sorry. Here we go. That's making it smaller. Let me get it back to 100%, there we go. The North American Division Computer Technology program, or curriculum, I should say. And I can't get to the first page for some reason. I apologize. Hold on. All right. The North American Division, and it's still not coming up. I wanted you to see the date on this. They developed a curriculum. Here we go, here we go. I just had it. Here we go, sorry. The North American Division, there it is. Okay, the curriculum guide was presented to the K-12. This is the North American Division of Seventh-day Adventists. They developed a K-12 business and computer education curriculum. Now, if you take a look at the date, it says 1999. There has not been an update since then. So almost 17 years ago is when we have, as an Adventist system, had the curriculum guide for our teachers. So obviously, over a 17-year period, things have changed. So I can't go by this anymore. I have to develop our own curriculum here at Oakwood Adventist Academy I have to see what is going on currently in the year 2015, 2016. And so we're in the process now, and if you talk to Mr. Madrid, he shared this with our curriculum committee, that we're in the process now of developing a curriculum guide for our school that will be clear and precise. It will say, okay, 5th graders or 6th graders and 7th graders will know this, 9th grade, 8th graders, 9th graders. When the student graduates from Oakwood Adventist Academy by 12th grade, these are the things that they should know. So we're in the process of developing that for our school, because right now the North American Division, the latest curriculum guide that they have that we're looking at is 1999. So that's just too old, too far gone. So I wanted to share that with you to let you know that we do well as Adventist Church. We do well for the Bible, science, math, which is good. And however, the technology program is part of the STEM program, as you know, but we're not up to date as we should be. So we're working on developing something specifically for our students. All right. I'm going to open it up right now. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I know some of you are online right now. You're on the phone, which is fine. If you have any questions, I don't think you're muted. So if you do have any questions, feel free to ask at this time. Okay. If you don't have any right now, feel free to, again, just make note of anything that you may have. I'll be glad to answer them this evening. All right. What I wanted to move on to currently is kind of what we're doing now here in my classroom. Hopefully, first of all, I'm hoping that you guys are on remind.com. I sent out several text messages or email messages regarding that particular form of communication that I've been using. I find that this is probably the most effective way to help you kind of stay on track of what I'm doing in class. So because of my schedule, I used to send out newsletters like every day or once a week. I was able to send out newsletters. I'm trying to work on doing that again, but it's been very challenging because of my schedule. But I can use Remind to send out quick messages like, there's a project due this date. I can send out, these are the information for our upcoming project, or a test is coming for high school students, or I can send a direct text message to you and say, your child did not turn in a certain particular assignment. So if you're not on Remind, please send me a message, text me. My email is rleftridge@oakwood.edu, or you can call me. My voicemail number is always available, and that's 256-701-4550. And again, that's 256-701-4550. You can call me, text me, whatever, say, look, I need to be on Remind, and so I can get these updates. And so usually I'll send them out once a week. You should be getting some type of information from me with Remind. So currently we're doing a lot of projects. With 5th grade, we're about to embark on another project. 6th grade, 7th grade, they're working on a new project. In 8th grade, they're working on an ongoing project that I've combined with social studies with Ms. Davis. Now, with these projects, you really need to check in with your child. Make sure that they are working on them in class, kind of get a feel of where they're at. I know sometimes you can't see what they're working on because we're doing it in class. So you really need to have that open communication with your child and say, look, okay, Mr. Leftridge said you're working on a project. Where are you in the process? And find out exactly. And again, if you have any, you want to see something in particular, you just come in, talk to me, let me know, and then I can show you exactly what they're working on. Another way to find out, and this is mainly particular to the middle school students, and that's 5th through 8th, is we use a program called Edmodo. I started using that from the very beginning. When I started teaching, I realized what a powerful program. This is an online program that the students can get attached to. I'm going to share my screen so you can kind of see what it looks like. All right, so many of you who have been with me for a long time, at least past couple of years, know I've been using this program called Edmodo. As a parent, you can have a parent account so that you can actually see the assignments that the students are working on in class. And this also goes to the high school. The high school students use Edmodo too. And I have homework assignments on Edmodo for the high school students. So it's not just for the middle school students, for the parents to check in. You can check in as a high school parent with your child on Edmodo as far as their homework is concerned. All right. And so how do you get an account? Is very simple. There's a parent code that you'll get. You can either email me if you want that parent code of your child, or you can go online with your child. When they log into their account, it's on the left-hand side. You'll see it on the home page, and it says parent code. You simply sign up as a parent, and you can log in on as yourself, and you can track your child. You can see what they've turned in. You can look at exactly, the grades that I'm giving them. You can see all that. All that they do in Edmodo is then transferred to WinWeb, and that's kind of how that works. So I encourage you, please get on Edmodo. There is an app for it, so if you just want to use your phone, you don't have to be on the computer. There's a parent app. If you look up Edmodo, EDMODO, on your Android or iPhone, you can get the parent app and tie right in, and that's wonderful. Now you can work on the go or see what they're doing on the go with that particular app, and that's been very helpful. Matter of fact, I really don't have students. Students can kind of communicate with the class. I really don't have them communicate unless their parents are tied in with Edmodo, and they also get a badge as well. So that's one thing. For the high school, we're consistently going through the Microsoft Office applications. Like I said, we just finished Word about, I'd say 2 weeks ago or 3. By the end of January, we were finishing up Word, and then now we're doing Excel. And so most of their work is on SAM Online Training. And there's no app or way to check their work on SAM Online Training. However, as a parent, I suggest you just ask your child, can I see your SAM Online Training account? And have them log in and have them show you what we're doing. I'm also, besides the computer applications that we're doing, we also do what I like to call, especially for the high school students, is current events. And so the students are looking up, I'm actually sending them information that is current. There are a lot of things that are happening in society today that kind of show where technology is going. We even had a student do a presentation on a flying car. There are all kinds of technology out there that just seems crazy right now, but people are creating all kinds of different things that in reality are the future jobs that our students are going to be getting into. There was even you might think this is crazy, but one of the latest technology stories was on a stroller, a baby stroller that was able to kind of move on its own without you having to push it, and you can kind of tie it in with those that like to run with their child and things like that. But of course, that could be kind of dangerous. So, some things were kind of interesting to look at. But yeah, flying cars. It's not just a fantasy. It is something that people are producing right now. And so you can imagine the kind of jobs out there available for something like that. So we kind of expose our students, the high school students especially, and the middle school students will be getting this soon, to these current event stories so that they kind of get a connection that, oh, I'm not just sitting here in class typing. I'm not just sitting in here putting a program on PowerPoint. There's a whole lot out there now that ties into some type of computer application. We also use code.org. That is an online program. All of my students are involved with it. I'm going to put that on the screen here as well. We kind of started that in December. There is what's called an Hour of Code program that we kind of tied into, and we kind of been pushing it ever since. So 5th grade through high school, we are now coding. So when the students are finished with a particular program, I have them go onto that website. I'm putting it on, I'm sharing my screen now. I actually have them go to the website code.org, and they're coding. And they're doing better. I don't know a lot about code. I'm learning code myself with them. So I'm not a computer science teacher. I'm more of a computer applications teacher. So I'm learning how to code with my students. And so they're learning how to do block coding. What I'd like to do eventually is get in some robotics, where we can start coding and programming robots and have them to do certain things. And so I would really love to see on the high school level, maybe for our juniors and seniors, is to have some type of introduction to computer science where they can get more in depth into maybe robotics and things like that. And so the students are getting it. We are working on it. There's already a K through 5th or K to 4 or K to 5 program already set with code.org. That we can try to implement with the K to 4 students. And there's after-school programs with the code.org. There's a program called Girls That Code to emphasize females, trying to get more girls involved into the coding program. So some of these things we are doing right now. And so I'm glad, I'm happy that we're going in that direction. We're just going to continue that and give the students more of that as well. And so I really, just check in with your child, make sure that they're getting their assignments in with the process of getting their assignments with the projects, because usually it takes more than 1 or 2 weeks. We've been working on projects. I think in January we worked on a project that took us 4 weeks. 6th and 7th grade are currently working on a project that will not end until March. And I did send out information on that. If you don't have the information on that particular project, again, email me, rleftridge@oakwood.edu. Say, I didn't get the information on what my child's projects is currently, what he's working on currently, what she's working on currently. Please email it to me, and I'll be glad to send that to you. The students have them. They have them in their hands. So, sometimes they don't get home, or you may not ever see it. Gets buried in a book bag or something. But best thing to do is ask them, what project are you working on right now? What are you doing currently? Now, in particular, the projects, I'm trying to make sure the students are completing them in school. And the reason is I want them, first of all, I need to see what they're doing and to know if they really understand the process. I have seen where parents will help your child at home, and that's fine. I don't mind that. But the problem now becomes, I don't really know, be honest with you, I don't know, did the student really do the project or did the parent do the project? And so if I see them in class, I'm watching them go through the process, go through the steps, putting it together, then I can give a better assessment. I can give them, I can see, okay, this student's really struggling. They don't know how to save a document, or they don't know how to put this particular picture into PowerPoint. I can help them, or at least I can see what areas that they're struggling with. And so I know currently the 6th and 7th grade project that I sent out recently, that project I said, look, you can't do this project at home. Now, honestly, you really can't, because we're working on a program called Windows Movie Maker. It's the older version of Windows Movie Maker. And so that is only in our computer lab. And so the students have to be time conscious. They have to realize that they need to work on this in school and make sure it gets done in school. All right, just got a message. I have only 10 minutes left for the seminar because of my time limits with our Zoom. I don't have the Pro account, so they're saying, look, in order for me to have extended time, I have to pay and get the monthly amount. So I don't have that, so I have the free account right now. So we got about 10 more minutes. So again, I want to open up the floor. If anyone has any questions, I don't think you're muted. And maybe I can hear you now. I have my volume down. Are there any questions right now? Because I really want to make sure I can address any questions that you may have. Okay. All right, I'm not hearing any questions. I'm hoping my mic, I do have my volume up. I don't think I have anyone muted. I'm going to make sure that you're not muted. Make sure here, because you might be trying to talk to me and I'm not hearing what you're saying. So I don't see anyone muted. All right, and if you are asking questions, I'm not responding to you. I do apologize. Again, okay, I'm hearing something. Is anyone there that would like to has a question?
No, I just had a comment, Mr. Leffers. This is Miss Still. I just wanted to say thank you for all you do. I see there's a great amount of learning on the computer, and the kids seem to really enjoy it.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's a lot, and I really want you as a parent to be connected, you know, to kind of see what they're doing. So if you're not sure, if you have a question, please feel free to contact me. That way, I can kind of help a little better with that. So I'm glad to hear that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great. I'm going to also, if there's no other questions, I do want to share with you that not only am I doing the computer class, but I also do accelerated reading. And I'm also working with the math teachers on the ALEX program. As you know, the ALEX, the students are supposed to have a certain amount of minutes per week. And I know with Ms. Hall and Mr. Allister, Ms. Moore, they're working on trying to, you might be seeing grades in RimWeb based on their ALEX. Them spending an hour or 90 to 70 minutes, depending on what grade they're in. It actually starts with 5th grade. Actually, it actually starts with lower than that. I believe it starts with 3rd grade with ALEX. And so 3rd grade should have 30 minutes per week. 4th grade is 40 minutes, 5th grade is 50 minutes, and it kind of goes like that all the way up to the high school. So I open up the ALEX for them. I want the students, if they need time on ALEX during the school day, when they come to me for accelerated reading, if they've read a book and they've tested on a book, I tell them, look, go ahead and work on ALEX. Put those minutes in for ALEX so you're not behind. And that gives them another opportunity during school to do that. So that's one program we're using that's great for the math. It takes them where they are and kind of guides them step by step to make sure that they're learning those math skills. So take advantage of ALEX. I will go online with your child on ALEX so you can kind of see what they're doing. Talk with the math teachers and find out, okay, how are you using it in class, or what kind of, how is it going to be used for their overall grade, or what particular skills are they working on? Because the teachers do assign the students certain things on ALEX. And so you need to be kind of aware of what they're doing with that. For accelerated reading, they come to me for basically an hour. So they have an hour for me for computers each week. And then they have another hour, and this is middle school in particular, 6th through 8th. They come to me again for accelerated reading / ALEX, and that's 6th through 8th grade. The high school students, when they finish their work, I have them work on ALEX. So if they're finished with one of the assignments, they're not working on anything, I tell them to get on ALEX or to go on code. But for the middle school students, they have a good opportunity to get their accelerated reading done as well as ALEX. I send out each week a report through Remind on the amount of points that your students should, or that they have completed to that point. They should have at least 12 points by the end of the marking period. So if you see that your child has not gotten to the 12 points mark yet, then just you need to find out, okay, are you testing, or do you have a book that you're reading consistently? In reality, they should be bringing a book to school every day, and then any downtime they could be reading, or if they're in the car, or after school, or before school, they could be reading, during those times, so that they can get their reading in. I suggest at least 30 to 30 minutes or longer each day for reading. Now, I know it's a challenge. We have a tight schedule, and then there's basketball going on, there's practice, and things like that. So what students can do is, if they're consistent, if there's, 15 minutes in the morning or 15 minutes before I go to bed, they can read. Weekends are always good. Maybe Sunday morning, carve out, you got to read for an hour before we go anywhere or do anything. From 10 to 11 in the morning on Sunday. That doesn't work, from 1 to 3 in the afternoon on Sunday or something like that. Those are great hours to get the reading time in. And then one thing that I know some teachers do, they do reading logs. If the teacher doesn't do a reading log, maybe you might want to set up your own reading log. And so that, you can see, the child should be reading so many pages from, this day to this day to this day. And then talk to them, ask them, well, what's your book about? Tell me who are the characters in your story. And, this will help them remember a little bit better the information for that. Because I've taught accelerated reading, my background before I came to Oakwood was language arts. I know a lot about the program. I used it in public school for 10 years. I know it works. I've seen students who have struggled with reading, who didn't like to read, all of a sudden turn around. It may not be immediately, but they did turn around and eventually got involved with the reading. And mainly it was because they found books of interest. I use my son as an example. He didn't really like to read, and he was in that middle school age time frame. And I just got him interested in a particular series. They had one book after another, and he started reading that first book, and then he couldn't put it down. I couldn't believe it. He had to read the whole series, and that kind of was a launching pad for him. He really got excited. He wanted to learn more, and today he's a reader. I mean, he's in college now. He's a freshman at Oakwood University, but I kind of contributed to that. I physically took him to the library myself, and we looked at getting a series, something that he was interested in. I kept on him about it, and so that eventually got him going. So just find a book, an interest, some such as the male students, they like sports. Have them look up, sports players, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, and get the biography of them. The girls like the adventure stories and things like that. Find something they're really interested in. It could be something about science or something else they might like. If that's what they like, go to the library, take a few moments, take a Sunday afternoon, take a Friday afternoon if you can, to go to the library and check out the books with them. And as parents, as you get involved with your student with reading, they will become more interested in reading too. Take a night and say, okay, tonight's family is reading night, no TV. We're going to spend the next 2 hours, everybody's reading. Mom, dad, everybody, pull out a book. We're sitting down right now, we're going to read. You'll be amazed of what that can do to help students learn how to get involved with reading. So believe it or not, that's part of technology. We use it. We're using accelerated reading. We're using Alex. There's a Renaissance Connect for parents who can get connected so that every time your child tests on a book, you can see it. If you need information on that, just email me.